Like, why is education in your mind, like, so much more difficult?
Yeah. I think it comes down so maybe I can explain. So the way that we have solved problems in the past is by giving AI a goal to achieve and then allowing it to learn on its own how to achieve that goal. Right? So if you think of we built this AI that does protein folding that won the Nobel Prize called AlphaFold. We
Yeah,
also built our first actually real success was building this AI called AlphaGo, which played the
sure.
Go board
I
game.
remember. Yeah.
And at the time quite famous because it beat a world champion. And the way that AlphaGo is trained is you have this AI system. It plays a game of Go, making, maybe somewhat random moves. And then it checks, did I win or did I lose? And it assigns a reward to say, I played well, it was good moves, or it was bad moves based on whether it won. Right. So there's this level of
Feedback loop. Yeah,
feedback loop or what we call reinforcement learning.
sure.
And when you think about applying that same technique to education, it's incredibly more difficult. And it's difficult for a few reasons. The first is that in a board game like Go, you have a limited set of moves, right? You can either go this way or this way. But in pedagogy and learning, there's almost an unlimited set of pedagogical moves at any specific time that can be taken. The second reason is because when you play, in order for these models to learn, they have to play the game millions of times, sometimes tens of millions or hundreds of millions of times. You can't, the only way to do that in learning is to have simulated learners, right? Where you have like a self play with a simulated learner. And it's incredibly difficult to build simulated learners that actually reflect a change in knowledge state that isn't quote unquote artificial, right? Because we found that AI, it's very difficult to tell AI, pretend you don't know something and then intervene and all of a sudden the switch flips. And that is the kind of the third issue that the aha moments look different for every learner, right? It's not I won, I lost. There are a variety of different learning outcomes. Sometimes if knowledge state stays the same, but motivation increases,
Mhm.
we in the education community would consider that a win, right? And so we can't just limit ourselves to one type of learning outcome. And even if we did, the moment of intervention of whether we quote unquote won or lost is not apparent until much later when
Right.
students take assessments and exams. So it's an incredibly difficult problem. And we continue, of course, we are our approach is one of humility, where we understand that this is a very difficult problem, and we're committed to this grand challenge of doing it the right way.